Hey everyone, Kat over here with Confessions of the Perfect Mom. I thought we would take a moment today to chat about temper tantrums. So it's not a fun topic, it's not a pleasant topic, but every single one of us has dealt with temper tantrums. So I thought today we would talk about two different ways that we can deal with these. And these can be used for our toddlers who run into temper tantrums as well as our teenagers. So both of these age groups deal with emotions that they don't really understand. They deal with outbursts that they can't really control. Actually, dealing with both age groups is about the same. So I know teenagers like to think that they're no longer toddlers, that they handle life better, but it's about the same. So the first method that we use here in our house is to validate what they're feeling. Okay, so what that means is when you're having a meltdown, we'll use my toddler for example because it actually works really, really well with him. So he's having a meltdown, he's losing his marbles. So I go in and I give him a really big, tight bear hug. He actually responds really well having that compression, just that physical holding, so he's not so wild and crazy. And then we ask him, what's wrong? Which of course he can't tell you. He can't explain. He's not going to be able to tell you what's going on, but he's going to ramble off some version of what is happening. The dog ate my toy, my sister took my book, I want more snack, something. So that gives you a starting point. And then you can say, I understand you're upset because of X, Y, and Z. Okay. So now he knows that you understand what's happening, that you understand there's something wrong and what that is. And then you follow it up with, wow, that's really hard, or I understand why you're so upset, or man, I would be really angry too. So you give some sort of verbal to the emotion. So you kind of walk through that you understand what he's feeling, this is what he's feeling, this is the emotion that goes with what he's feeling. Perfect. Normally by this time my toddler's already settling down. It's like, okay, mom's got this. The last part is to explain that unfortunately they can't have it. Okay, that's the hard part. Because you don't want to tell them no or have something happen and then have a meltdown, and then they get a hug and get to do what they want. That's not how this goes. So you want to give them the words to use for what they're feeling. Now, if sisters took the book out of his hand, a lot of times then we can say, okay, why don't we go ask sister nicely for the book? Okay, we've settled down, we understand. Now we're going to go use our please, our thank yous, and ask nicely for the stuff back. Okay, that works. It also works really great for teenagers who are dealing with social issues or friends that are being mean. Again, validating what they're feeling, letting them know they're allowed to feel what they're feeling. Because you have the right to feel any way that you want to feel. And then giving them words to kind of express that and walk through that. I know teens don't really like to have these in-depth conversations with their parents, or at least mine don't like to, but it is important to help them with what they're going through as well. Okay, so that works really well in our house here. The second method that we use is the complete bipolar opposite of how validating their feelings, which is fine because sometimes it's what has to happen. You just ignore it. A lot of times, both my toddler and my teenage girls are throwing temper tantrums for attention. Okay? They're misbehaving, and I don't like giving in to negative behavior to get their attention. Okay? We try to do attention and stuff when they're doing positive things, when they're doing things we are enjoying, things that we want them to act. But acting badly is not going to get you the attention you're wanting. So you just ignore it. This works actually really well or in restaurants. Not so much this year because of everything going on, but in the past when my toddlers would misbehave and we were out and about, we always took them outside and just let them throw their fit until they were exhausted, until they were done. So that's how we did it. And yeah, I'd be that parent sitting on the sidewalk with their toddler, kicking, screaming, thrashing right next to them, just sitting there. And I know some moms get really anxious in this situation. They get very concerned about how others are perceiving it, how others are judging them. Yeah, I don't. And you shouldn't either, because let's be honest, every single mother on the planet has dealt with this at one point or another. And if she says she hasn't, well, she's lying. Let's call a spade a spade. So don't worry about what everyone else is thinking. Don't worry if they're passing judgment. That's all on them. That's not on you. That's not a reflection of you or how you're handling the situation. So we would just let our toddler cry it out. And they could kick and scream and thrash, and, we wouldn't pay any attention whatsoever. They weren't going to get any of that input, none of that stimuli that they're trying to seek out. And then, you know what? At some point, they're going to say, I'm done. Okay. Then we brush them off, because normally my kids got dirty in this process because they've been kicking the dirt. They've been sitting and rolling around on the ground. We brush them all off and we go back inside and finish our dinner. So those are two ways that we can deal with temper tantrums. First, again, being validate those feelings. Let them know that they can feel whatever they want to feel. Make sure you're giving them words to express what they're feeling. Again, make sure you're hugging them. Make sure that you're letting them know that you are understanding what is happening. And the other way, just ignore it. Ignore it. If you're at home, walk away. If you're out and about, remove them from the situation so they're not disrupting the entire restaurant or place of business. But just ignore it. Let them throw it, let them scream, let them get out whatever they're needing to get out, and then go on with your day. So I hope that this was quick and easy and gave you two ideas of how to deal with temper tantrums, whether that's toddlers or teenagers. And if you like this video, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything moving forward. We're going to keep up lots of tips and tricks and advice on everything from motherhood to parenting to marriage to family life. So I hope to see you guys again by doing that subscribe button. Thank you guys very much.